Fernando is a young engineer who had been raised solely by his mother. He had a deep respect for women, unlike many young people his age. His father passed away when he was a child, so he was left alone in the care of his mother. He had promised his father that when he grew up, he would work so that his mother would lack absolutely nothing. Dona Francisca was a high school teacher and gave private lessons in the afternoons to earn a higher income, allowing her to provide everything necessary for Fernando. When the boy finished high school, his mother sent him to study civil engineering abroad. That separation hurt the lady a lot, as he was her only son, but she was convinced it was best for his professional development. She worked extra hours necessary to ensure the university fees. She had saved for many years to avoid the hardships of that phase of life and thus had the resources needed to cover expenses like books, transportation, and rent that the young man demanded in that foreign country. Thanks to his good academic performance, Fernando was practically adopted by the dean of the engineering faculty, who helped him get a part-time job at a major construction company. Gradually, the young man settled into that job and started receiving a considerably high salary. He then told his mother not to worry about expenses anymore, because he was working. Dona Francisca was very happy. Not because she wouldn't have those expenses anymore, but because she knew her son was growing professionally. Even before graduating, her friends talked about how intelligent her son was, even sending her money monthly for her to spend as she pleased. Working, Fernando also achieved many academic successes, earning the best grades, though he had to stay up studying and doing homework. He decided to move to a better place and generally stayed alone. He didn't go out for fun because his goals were clear and well-defined. When he finished his studies, Fernando decided to stay in that country because of his good job. However, he thought a lot about his mother and wanted to be with her. The dean friend spoke with the owner of the company where the young man worked. Then, he said he was very interested in the boy taking over the company in his home country. When they offered him that opportunity, he jumped for joy because, in addition to being close to his mother, he would also have a much higher salary than what he already had. 6 months later, Fernando was back home in the new job position. He met up with his college friends and decided they would go out to celebrate their achievements. They decided to go to a nightclub where Fernando met a young woman who captivated him. The girl had a very beautiful face, and the young man fell in love with her. They exchanged numbers, and 2 days later, they had their first date at a fine and elegant restaurant. Afterward, they began to see each other more frequently until they became a couple. 6 months later, Fernando was deeply in love with Aurea. He proposed to her, and she willingly accepted. When he introduced her to Dona Francisca, the lady wasn't convinced that the girl was suitable for her son because, besides that, she dressed strangely, in loose clothes that covered even her neck. Something was very wrong. Dona Francisca saw in her eyes that there was no love for Fernando. The mother commented that the girl acted in a very strange way, so he responded that on some occasions, she had unusual behaviors. She hardly let him caress her, and he had never seen her in clothes that weren't loose. Dona Francisca insisted on waiting for the wedding, but he was eager to make Aurea his wife and went ahead with his plans. Only on the wedding day, when they were already at the altar, as he hugged the girl, he felt something move in the girl's belly. It was when Dona Francisca noticed and saw that the girl was actually pregnant. She immediately signaled to her son to take a closer look at the girl. Immediately, he realized that his girlfriend was actually trying to deceive him. Disappointed, Fernando ran out of the temple. Dona Gloria caught up with him and took him back home without giving any explanation to the guests. Hours later, Aurea went to his house and explained that she was indeed pregnant and that he wasn't the father. She also said she wasn't in love with Fernando and planned to tell him the truth after the wedding because all she wanted was to know what it was like to be rich and to get married in veil and tiara. Fernando was very hurt, distanced himself, leaving Aurea alone. Months later, the successful engineer managed to forgive her but asked her to never return to his life. The young man also apologized to his mother for ignoring her when she warned him that she didn't like that woman. Years later, Fernando finally found a very beautiful and honest young woman who loved him sincerely. They got married and formed a beautiful family. Well, friends, this incredible story has come to an end. We hope, as always, that you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a like, leave us your valuable comment, share it on your social networks, subscribe to our channel, activate the notification bell so you're always notified when we upload a new video, and thus, you don't miss any of our stories. Thank you very much.